Okay, class. So, this is the homework assignment you received today. Students will treat this like a normal class and will write down the notes from the link on YouTube or Facebook, Mr. D's Chapter 3, Section 2 notes. I will come around and check this on Wednesday, tomorrow, and then we will staple it in your notebook. I will show you the proper way to staple it in your notebook, so do not get ahead of me and do this. If you do not do it, you will not receive credit, and your grade will suffer when you take the test and do not have the notes. The Mayflower Compact. You guys have already got this, so don't worry about writing anything down. This is just a little review. For starters, what is a pilgrim? What is another word for pilgrim? Why did the pilgrims come to this new land? What did they come to this new land on? And lastly, what is the Mayflower Compact? Okay, you need to write the bold and underlined words on this slide. Help from the Native Americans. Half of the pilgrims died from starvation. Native Americans helped them survive. The two main Native Americans were Squanto and Samoset. The natives showed pilgrims how to grow corn, beans, and pumpkins and how to hunt and fish. The pilgrims would not have survived if it were not for the natives. Now I'm going to say pause so you will know to pause it so you finish writing your notes before I go on to the next slide. Now, just so we're clear, when the pilgrims came, they started dying in the video we watched a few weeks ago. Now, the natives showed the pilgrims how to grow corn by putting fish in the ground because of the sand. What did the pilgrims have to do to return the favor? They helped the natives kill the other tribe. This is a picture of Squanto. It's a painting of him so you can know that he looked like a Native American at this time with the feathers in the hair and the headdress as well as the necklace. New settlements. You need to write all this down. 1929, a group of Puritans formed the Massachusetts Bay Company. In the 1630s, correction, it's my fault, more than 15,000 Puritans journeyed to Massachusetts to escape religious persecution and economic hard times. It became known as the Great Migration. Now, Puritans. Puritan, what does that word sound like? Sounds like pure. We know snow is pure, the color white is pure. Some people think of church or a newborn baby as pure. So these people are pure because they're wanting to start their own church. They start one in the Massachusetts Bay Company. Massachusetts is a state known for the Boston Red Sox. In the 1630s, 15,000 Puritans journeyed to Massachusetts to escape religious persecution. Persecution is when you are tortured or killed before your belief. Their belief was in Christianity, so they were killed for it. And this will begin the Great Migration. You should pause now if you are not finished. This is the Massachusetts Bay Colony. This is Plymouth, that we talked about last week with Cape Cod. This is Massachusetts, Boston, right there. Connecticut and Rhode Island. Colonists began to leave Massachusetts and head to the Connecticut River. Thomas Hooker founds the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut. Fundamental Orders of Connecticut. What is that? Fundamental orders. Fundamental just means like fundamental. For example, in class, fundamental is to write, raise your hand, and ask questions. Fundamentals of basketball, dribbling, shooting, running. So these are things of how they need to be done. Order. Order can mean multiple things. Order in a line, order a meal. However, the order we're talking about is order and structure. So these are the structures of Connecticut, the way to survive, but it was the first laws in the New World. Roger Williams believed people should not be made to worship in a certain way, and he did not believe in taking land away from the Indians or the Native Americans. So Roger Williams, he thought a person should be able to worship as they please. Did not matter what religion they were, where they came from. As long as they were a good person, that's all that mattered. He also did not believe in taking away land from other people. If it's their land, they should be able to keep it. Williams received a charter in 1644 for an area called Rhode Island. Rhode Island is also a state. The charter, remember King James gave a charter, money to settlers so they can explore. So he would receive one for Rhode Island. Rhode Island became the first place in America where people could worship freely. Now this is Connecticut. Hartford is their capital. Remember Fundamental Orders of Connecticut and Rhode Island. This is where Mr. Williams got a charter for. All right, class, remember the homework is to copy down all of the notes that I presented to you. Go over them, look over them. You will see them on your test. Have a good night.